In Mexico, a mask is not a disguise. It is a soul made visible. But what happens when a corporate machine tries to manufacture a soul? What happens when a multi-billion-dollar corporate tries to rewrite history? Right now, millions of international fans are cheering for a ghost, a corporate phantom. They are being fed a lie wrapped in high-definition promos and artificial intelligence. But the fans in Mexico, the fans who bleed Lucha Libre, they know the truth. They know that a mask is much more than just a merchandise. It's a soul. This is the story of the real Grande Americano. The story of a stolen identity, a legendary baptism, and a looming battle where a family's honor is on the line against the biggest wrestling empire in the world. To understand the son, you have to understand the father. The first Grande Americano wasn't actually born in Mexico, he was European. The situation is similar to what happened to one of Mexico's most successful singers, Luis Miguel. Now for those of you watching outside of Mexico, let me give you a little bit more of context. If you don't know who Luis Miguel is, he is widely considered the ultimate Mexican musical icon. The people literally call him El Sol de México, the sun of Mexico. But here is the crazy part. He wasn't even born in Mexico. He was actually born in San Juan, Puerto Rico, to a Spanish father and an Italian mother. Yet because he grew up in Mexico, launched his career there and gave his art to the people, the culture embraced him so fiercely that his actual birthplace became irrelevant. There is an old, beautiful sentiment here. A true Mexican is born wherever the hell they want to be born. That was exactly the reality of the first Grande Americano. He was a son of Europe, but Mexico was the crucible that forged his legend. He didn't just wrestle in Mexico, he breathed it. He poured his sweat into its rings, bled for its crowds, and in return, the country completely adopted him as one of its own blood. But his name? That wasn't a marketing boardroom decision. It was a badge of honor earned in the ring. Behind the curtain, the locker room was unforgiving but affectionate. To his brothers in arms, his European lineage was just a footnote. They took a look at his golden hair and pale eyes and branded him with a moniker he couldn't shake, Americano. He argued, he explained his geography, but in the stubbornly endearing way of Mexican culture, the nickname stuck. He was simply Americano, until the night he became something more. It was after a grueling, legendary bout against the ultimate icon, El Santo. As the dust settled and the deafening roar of the crowd washed over them, the silver-masked man pulled him to his feet. El Santo looked him in the eye and spoke 3 words that would alter his destiny forever. It is Grande Americano. He liked the sound of it so much that he kept it. Purists point out that the grammar is wrong, that it should be El Gran Americano or El Americano Grande. But correcting the grammar means erasing the history. He and his son after him carried the name exactly as it was spoken by Lucha Libre's ultimate legend. When the time came for the father to step away, the mantle didn't die. It was passed down to his son, the man we know today as the current El Grande Americano. Unlike his father, the son grew up breathing the air of the Mexican arenas. Thanks to his father's global tours, he became a man of the world, learning different languages, but his roots were firmly planted in Mexican soil. Luchadores who met the first Grande Americano have said that his son is the exact imprint of his father, even being a little bit scary how similar they are under the mask. They say it's fascinating how him and luchadores like El Fiscal, the son of the original Abismo Negro, look so similar to their fathers, and it's like seeing them step back into the ring once again. The son made a crucial decision at the beginning of his career. No junior and no El Hijo de, the son of. He simply became El Grande Americano. This is a tradition not unheard of in Lucha Libre. Just look at Rey Mysterio, for example. He took over his uncle's name so seamlessly that the world forgot that there was another, original Rey Mysterio. The son didn't just inherit the character, he was becoming it. But in the world of professional wrestling, honor is often blindsided by capitalism. On March 24, 2025, WWE unveiled a new luchador. They called him the Original Grande Americano. It was a tragedy born of a legal loophole. Like many legendary Mexican luchadores before him, the first Grande Americano had poured his soul into the ring, but had neglected the paperwork. The copyright was unregistered. WWE swooped in, weaponizing the trademark to create an international commodity. It was a ghost in a stolen shell. They debuted the Original Grande Americano, a shiny, focus-grouped imposter designed to capture the Latin American market without paying respect to the roots. It was the La Parka and AAA dispute all over again, but on a terrifying, massive scale. And WWE didn't stop just at putting a new man under the mask. They weaponized technology. The promos you see from the Impostor, they are stitched together using artificial intelligence. Fans buy the merchandise, but the Mexican fans, the ones who live the history, they despise him. They know an imposter when they see one. The corporate takeover reached its climax when WWE officially purchased AAA. Suddenly, the true Grande Americano found himself fighting on enemy territory, in a ring owned by the very corporation that stole his family's face. But the true Grande Americano refused to be quietly erased by a corporate monopoly. Recognizing that he couldn't fight an entire boardroom and their hand-picked imposter by himself, he brought reinforcement. He formed a brotherhood with Rayo Americano and Bravo Americano. Together, they weren't just a stable, they were a resistance. A united front of authentic warriors fighting to protect the sanctity of the mask from a boardroom hijacking. The war escalated from a legal dispute over a name into an all-out turf war on global television. The Impostor had the backing of the executives, the limitless budget, and the promotional machine. But the resistance had the hearts of the fans. The bias from WWE towards the Impostor Americano was its clearest on February 7, 2026. After the real Americano was announced to be part of a Rey de Reyes qualification match and before going up to the ring, he was attacked by the Impostor, cuffing him backstage and taking his place in the match. No authority figure came out to state the obvious. You can just take someone else's place in a qualifying match. This made fans furious, thinking that the real Grande Americano wouldn't be able to participate in Rey de Reyes. But on February 28th, justice was done. After the fake Americano attacked beloved Exótico Pimpinela, the real Americano took his place and won the Rey de Reyes qualifying match. The arena erupted as justice was done for Pimpi and the real Americano at the same time. A battle had been won, but there was still war to fight, and the winner would take the sword home. On March 14, 2026, Rey de Reyes took place. Being AAA's most important tournament and having existed for more than 25 years, fans were eager to see their hero finally take home the prize that had eluded him for so long. The match was set. Santos Escobar, La Parka, the fake Americano, and the Grande Americano gave it their all to earn the sword of the kings. This was a great match, but the ring was too small for the Americanos, so they went backstage. It seemed like neither would take the sword. But suddenly, the fans were filled with hope once again, seeing the real Americano come back to the ring. After taking out La Parka and giving Santos Escobar his finisher, the arena erupted. Finally, the king of the people had won the sword. But on April 11, 2026, the fake Americano took it too far. And it was that day that the real Americano said, "Enough is enough." After a match in which the fake Americano unmasked Octagon Jr., and during a segment in which Andrea Basarte was interviewing comedian Ojitos de Huevo, who is blind by the way, the fake Americano brutally attacked Ojitos de Huevo because he told the truth. He said, "I'm blind, and even I can see that this guy is not Mexican. He's not the real Grande Americano." They say truth hurts, and this definitely made the fake Americano angry. After attacking the comedian, he went after Andrea Basarte. But just when we were all asking who could help us now, the real hero appeared. El Grande Americano stopped the Impostor and they kept fighting throughout the arena until the end of the show. It was at that moment that the Mexican idol said, "You've crossed the line. You've gone too far. We are going to settle this the right way. Máscara contra máscara. Mask versus mask." The roar of the fans in attendance was palpable. The question now was if WWE, the big corporation, would allow such a match to happen. And yes, WWE executives smelling a gold mine have allowed the true son to fight for his name. To them, it was just business. They saw a chance to recreate one of the most infamous, emotionally charged feuds in modern Mexican wrestling, the 2000 war between LA Park and La Parka. For those unfamiliar with this piece of Lucha Libre history, back in the 90s, a man named Adolfo Tapia made the La Parka character a global sensation. But when he left AAA to wrestle in the US and an independent circuit, AAA, who owned the trademark, simply put another wrestler inside the skeleton suit. Tapia was forced to change his name to LA Park, while an impostor became the new face of the company. In 2010, the original creator finally returned to AAA to fight the corporate replacement in a brutal, bloody war for the rights of the name. It was magic, it was raw, and the WWE executives looking at the Grande Americano situation saw the exact same dollar signs. Yes, they offered him the match, but for the true Grande Americano, the currency isn't money or a replay of a 2010 feud. It's respect. It's the defense of his father's blood, sweat, and the sacred blessing of El Santo. But a chilling dread hangs over the Mexican fans. The match will take place in a AAA ring that is now controlled by Stamford, Connecticut. Many fear that the fix is already in, and that the legacy of the Mexican idol is at risk. Will the corporate machine allow their multi-million-dollar AI creation to lose to a man fighting for honor? Or are we standing on the precipice of a new devastating Montreal screwjob, where a Mexican legend is robbed of his face, not by a better wrestler, but by a boardroom decree? The bell is about to ring, and in this ring, it's no longer just men versus men. It's authenticity versus artificiality. It's the heart of Mexico against the machine. I hope you liked this video about El Grande Americano as much as I liked making it. Remember that the mask versus mask match will happen on May 30 at the Noche de los Grandes in Monterrey, Mexico. Let me know in the comments who do you want to see lose their mask on May 30th. Would you like the real Grande Americano to win, or would you like to see the fake Americano win? My name is Eric. You can follow me to learn more about Lucha Libre, and I will see you in the next video.